Namaskaram. Welcome to the Snakemaster program. The Snakemaster team is now near Sreekariyam in the Thiruvananthapuram district of Kerala. Hello, how are you? What's your name? My name is Rajendran. What do you do? And you appear to be a pious gentleman. This morning I had gone to the temple. After coming back, I found this here, tangled in a net. Who are these people? These are my sister and elder brothers. Hello, how are you? The snake is lying in a way that you can clearly see it, right? But the people here were scared. So everyone is standing at least 10 feet away, right? I think taking this out won't be a difficult task. Once we had gone to a farmhouse where a Russell's viper had been caught in a net near the cattle shed. We found it covered in ants and lying helplessly. Anyhow, I am glad this viper is not in that same condition. This is a female snake. Rajendran brother, let me ask you whether you found any baby vipers from the surrounding areas recently? Yes, we did see the babies. She must have given birth. Probably more than 30 babies she might have delivered. My sister also saw them. This much length, but it was a bit thin. But dear friend, do you see this? We are lucky today. Do you know why? Not just one, but 2 Russell's vipers are here. Did you see? 2 of them, brother. You saw only one, right? Look inside, there is another one. But this is a tricky situation. Do you know why? Since both are tangled in the net, unless we cut the net carefully, looking at where their heads are and how tight the knots are, it will be dangerous. If we simply pull the net off without checking, the animal could be fatally injured. Because while removing the net, we won't know exactly where its head is or how tight the snare is around its body. That's why we need to move carefully and handle it safely. Whenever I see an animal caught in a net, I always remember one Manoj Mahadevan from Alappuzha. He had tried to save a viper caught in a net. The viper bit him and then he had to have his leg amputated up to the thigh. So that's why whenever I deal with any creature caught in a net, I always stay cautious. It is not for any other reason but simply because there is a real danger involved. We can only cut the net safely if we hang it up like this. Otherwise, we won't be able to make out where its head or tail is. Look here, this one's tail is not badly entangled. It will almost free itself, just a minor knot. But this other one seems to be in more trouble. See here, if we don't cut the net and free it quickly, it will suffocate. Its neck has been tightly caught in the net. It's struggling for air. Breathing has become difficult. That's why it is gasping. So we must be very careful. It looks like it got caught sometime last night or early morning. Now the entanglement has loosened a bit. The head of the other is also not safe. It is dangling out. See, the snake is still gasping for air. The main challenge with this snake is that its head is free. It's not completely caught in the net, which means there is a high chance we could get bitten while trying to free it. That's why we must stay extra cautious. What was the name of the man who died from the bite? Ravi? How many years has it been since then? 20 years? No, within 10 years. I myself had rescued the snake that bit him. Look here, it's a female. She has already given birth this year. After leaving her babies behind, she must have come out in search of food. Anyway, if we had been late, she might have faced death. Now look, this viper is fine here, nothing too serious. But still there is a small issue. When we gave her water, she became a little more lively. So now we shall put her into a sack. Could you please give me a sack? Now she is strong and active again, moving smartly without any problem. But the issue is, since she has regained strength, she can bite. This one looks to be around 7 years old. She has no other health problems. She probably got caught only this morning, not during the night. So for now, we shall leave her here. But the problem lies in the case of the snake. She is still tightly caught in the net. Oh no, this one too isn't too badly entangled, but once her head comes free through the loop, that's when the risk of a bite is highest. Both are females. See their patterns. By looking at the tail length and patterns, we can tell this. Female tails are usually shorter and thinner. People like us identify males and females by looking at the head or the body patterns. But only experienced snake handlers can clearly identify whether it is male or female. Ordinary people may mistake it. For example, sometimes female snakes also have big heads, not just males. So one can't rely on that alone. But with a trained eye, it's easy to distinguish. Both of these are females, but you know, one of our locals, Ravindran, died from a snake bite. It was a small snake, but when it bit him, he died very quickly, almost immediately. Maybe he was scared, or perhaps there was some other medical condition. Sometimes if someone is already taking medicines for other illness, the effect of venom can worsen. We won't always know if a person has a history of mild heart attacks or cardiac arrests. Such things can also complicate the outcome. The remaining work is now in its final stage. Recently, from a plantation in North Kerala, a viper was caught using a hook. The person handling it got bitten on the hand while lifting it with that hook. There is even a video of it. Not only that, just a few days ago, in what I think was Odisha or maybe somewhere in UP, there was another careless fellow. He cut the net near the snake and got instantly bitten by it. There is also a video showing him being hospitalized after the bite. Now look, we have cut all the nets here. I already told you this snake is fine. It got tangled in the net in the morning, most probably. But now it is very energetic and in fully charging mode. We shall just give it a little water and it will recover more. There are no health issues. It looks perfectly fine and strong. Now you can see both snakes right in front of us. If we stay still, they stay calm. But the moment we move, see how they react. One immediately shifts direction, turning to the right, ready to escape quickly. The younger one is a bit calm. If we make any move, the snakes will slither away and hide under some nearby trash or plants. Every episode like this is important for us because our viewers really value it, which also includes awareness talks. Many people who see our episodes can easily distinguish between a viper and a rat snake and more. Now one thing, you have to be careful about a viper in its postpartum period. Also, baby vipers about 1.5 months old have venom strong enough to take a person's life. One piece of advice: never keep household items piled up right against the walls. Don't leave shoes or canvas slippers lying around carelessly. Don't place flower pots touching the house walls. Keep at least a 1 foot gap between flower pots. If you love gardening, keep pots slightly elevated and spaced apart, at least a foot between each. Also avoid thick ground creepers and bushy plants right next to the house. Otherwise snakes can easily hide under them, especially when there are babies. Unfortunately, just a few days ago at Anchal in the Kollam district, a young man named Ratish, who catches snakes, was bitten. He had to be admitted to the medical college hospital. There was no need for anti-venom in that case. At some house, he had gone to catch the snake which was lying under some garbage, and when he removed the garbage, he got bitten instantly. He had no side effects, just swelling, and after being kept under observation for 3 days, he was discharged. So we must always be careful. Snake numbers are increasing and so are deaths from bites. Never take it lightly. The Russell's viper can give birth to 14, 16, 18, 20, 22 or more babies. Even I have got more than 60 babies from a viper brought from Alappuzha. These baby snakes go in different directions. Just yesterday alone, I was called to rescue snakes from inside 3 cars at 3 different places. But I couldn't catch them. On the same day, I had 5 calls in total, including 2 from motorbikes. Altogether, I attended 17 cases yesterday. This shows how often snakes are now turning up inside vehicles. That's why I keep telling people, when you bring things home like LPG cylinders, always keep them outside for at least an hour and check underneath before taking them indoors. Same with parcels or appliances like washing machines. Leave them in the sun for some time before bringing them inside. Snakes often hide in such items. Also, if a snake crawls under the car bonnet, keep the bonnet open in the sun for a while, or move the car to another place for an hour or 2. Usually the snake will leave on its own when there are no disturbances. So dear viewers, don't ever dismiss these things as unimportant. Be alert and careful. These are the reminders I wanted to share with you during this journey. Now, without wasting any more time, let's safely bag this guest. These 2 snakes are now being put into the sack. Hope you have enjoyed watching this episode of two vipers found trapped at Mr. Rajendran's house. We shall see you again in the next episode with new guests, new incidents, and new lessons. Until then, on behalf of the three of us, heartfelt thanks to all Snakemaster viewers. Namaste.